We interrupt this scheduled broadcast with breaking news. After a series of threats, the Order has finally acted, according to our reports. The monastery cruiser arrived in Kua about an hour ago with her weapons hot. The Legion's fleet protecting the leaders of the Horizon from lunatic attacks like this neutralized the threat, and thanks to swift and decisive action against Adriana Darabin. The Council is in emergency negotiations over retaliations and eventual second strikes. False rumors and opportunistic propaganda spreads from RimWorld Reach by the Corsair Queen known as the Red Spider. The Red Spider risks escalating the conflict farther, and until we know more, the Colonial Agency advises all free traders and dignitaries to refrain from visiting Zalos and to avoid contact with the Order without military. The Legion fired first. In doing so, destroyed a ship with a proud lineage, a historical treasure coming in peace. Captain Ariana Darvin is no hero. She is a warmonger. She and the rest of Ramara's crew should face war cry tribunal. This is our say. This is the truth. You believe the propaganda that they spill forth out of Coriolis? The ones that seek to subjugate Governor Dargosian. If you believe them, you are as stupid as they say you are. The Order of the Pariah is not behind these events. They lie to you.
I have received a signal. It seems to be heading directly for us. Some kind of strange sonar. It seems to have no life forms aboard.
Says, crew of the Defiant. I am sorry that I could not speak with you in person. Things here on Coriolis are difficult. We believe that whatever has happened in Zalos and the recent civil war breakout has been misguided by the Nazarene, but we have no proof. We need to prove that the things that have happened are in fact falsified. If we can, then we may be able to seed some kind of negotiation between the two factions before the Third Horizon tears itself apart. The Order claims they sent a peaceful message ahead, so why were they attacked? The Legion had no reason to destroy a refugee cruiser, but the fact of the matter is they did. We believe that the Nazarene intercepted somewhere unexpectedly and switched the message around, but we need proof. Sister Rambois is managing and diffusing the situation as best she can, but with the storming of Almas's suite and the way that they're claiming they beat her into a coma proves that there is distaste for the Order of the Pariah across the Third Horizon in vast quantities.
We just told no to everyone else in Coriolis, so I'm pretty sure it is a no as an option. Capture and interrogate somebody? Last I checked here, and no offense, but nerd, shut in, runaway. What the hell are we gonna do? Capture and interrogate? Are you kidding me? Captain's orders. I'll be in my room.
I have a question. Who says that we have to interrogate a person if we get the probe?
All we need is the information. It doesn't matter how we get it. We get it our way.
Arise, minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are back for the episode of Void Season 4. This time, we're going into the Celestian Civil War, so let's see how that goes. That's going to be cool. That's it. That was our recap. If you like this, if you like the show, all of our other shows, and you want to support the channel, the best way to do that is over on Patreon. Link for that down below. While you're down there, go ahead and click on that Discord link. Join us. Be a part of the community. Be a part of the conversation. And as always, you will see in the bottom right-hand corner the corruption bar. That bar serves two purposes. One is when that bar fills, Dot gets to do what the hell she wants to us. And number two is every single dollar that goes into that bar goes back to these wonderful, amazing faces that you see here before you. That's right, we pay our cast, so if you guys want to help out with that, boom, there you go. That being said, I will turn things over to Dot to take us into space.
We see the Defiant break out of a portal jump into Zalos. The kind of front line for what is...
Your sound cut out, Dot.
Okay.
I thought it was me. I was like, shit, my
Look,
internet
I'm having
again.
a bad hearing day, and I thought my hearing just stopped.
I panicked and checked all my stream stuff.
You're
Wait,
out of
check,
here.
check.
You're good.
Can
Go.
you hear me?
There's a beautiful voice.
Okay, so sorry. My friends. Voice mod decided to boot up when it wanted to. But we're here now. Oh yeah. We're here
Not a
now.
sponsor.
Which is good. Hashtag not a sponsor. Yeah. So Tazalos, which is basically the budding front line for a civil war. As our swanky new recap, Past Dot told you all about the different radio broadcasts that are spilling the news of what's really happening on Coriolis versus the kind of cover up that is trying to actually take place. But all of you have a new mission from your brand new patron. Information, the most valuable thing in the Third Horizon, especially at this moment. And whatever probe was sent in advance or to Kua to like announce the arrival of this Order of the Pariah ship to grab all of the refugees for safety and to get them off of the hostile and out of the hostile situation. It either didn't arrive or they ignored it or was something changed. That is what you're all there to figure out. But the first one up, of course, is going to be our dear Tal. You are the pilot. Your pod will open to the normal sounds, the normal lights, the disorientation, the feeling in your fingers, like, you know, when your limbs go to sleep, with like as your tactile process comes back, and yeah, you see out your front window. You see the system of Zalos, and the vast amount of ships here. There are quite a few of them.
Well, the first thought is, fuck, man.
Yep.
Do they look scary and terrifying, Dot?
I mean, they can look scary and terrifying if that helps you out, Mike.
It does. Thank you so much.
To be honest, I mean, just the amount of people that must be on those ships is
Actually,
terrifying to Tal personally.
For sure.
Like,
okay, actually, you know what? I'm looking at this now.
There's-
Okay, so you would have gone not to actually Zalos because you had one stop before that. Eyes was, which we kind of talked about. This is where you see the blockade. There seems to be a massive monastery blockade. I'm gonna ping that for y'all on Roll20 if you would like to see it. I'll ping it again. Pew pew. This is the system before Zalos, and you can see there are order ships. The last at this point, probably of what you imagine is the Order of the Pariah's fleet, because the rest of them were wiped out in a massive energy explosion that happened back at the beginning of our deer season. So you can't imagine that they actually have that much left in their fleet. So you see these monastery cruisers, these torpedo ships, kind of building blockades. You can see standoff between the official fleet, right, from Zalos that has come here to like basically stand off. It's a rather tense situation. The entire area surrounding this system is just full of militarized vessels.
So standing there, just taking all of this in for a moment before I wake up my crew, I say to myself and to the ship and to the traveler, you know what? I didn't really believe in a lot. But if anybody's listening, I could use a little luck right now. And I will go wake my crew.
You walk through a really quiet ship in the emptiness of space, and you hit the button that begins to relieve your crew of their cryo state. If I remember correctly, Lamara hopped in with Malik at the last second. Do I remember that correctly?
You do remember that correctly.
Okay, great. And then everybody else would be, in their individual pods, and the same for all of you. Begin to come to your limbs, your vision, the feeling of literally being in a stasis that jumped through time, starts to slowly lose its effect. The more you do it, the easier it is.
I immediately, after waking everyone, start to look at what my options are here.
I imagine all of you might gather. Tao shows you the great scene of this ship barricade. You were not told that there would be a barricade here, so this must be a new development in the wake of what is happening. I will say this. You need to get through the other side. The Zalos portal station, because there's always a portal station, comes into view, right? It starts you can see it slowly orbiting, and it starts to come into view, and you can see that the barricade is being blocked. Is blocking the portal out to Zalos, which is where you believe that you need to go. Maybe a few things are running through your heads, other than the fact that now there's a blockade, which means it's going to be a lot harder to jump to the other side if you can even get there at all. Anywhere that you land, the portal station is always open to any human of the Third Horizon. Okay? You are allowed to dock at a portal station, right? It's like a trading post. Everybody is welcome there. Now, depending on the ones you're at, you might not want to be there, but that's a whole different story. So you can always dock. So far, there's no combat, there's no ship battles. It's just it's that feeling of the Cuban Missile Crisis, where at any point you all might just have to get under your desk and duck. And so you might also be thinking, if you can't get through, you might be able to find some information to help you get through, because remember, y'all well connected now last time I checked.
Yeah.
You know somebody at every port.
Or I know who somebody is, we'll find.
If it's not Joey's cousin, Tony.
I know Joey. He's my cousin.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
This, he's
Tony.
Italian
Tony.
plumbers.
Yes.
It's gonna be. It's gonna be Henry.
It's like the Mario and Luigi.
There's we got cousins all over the place. Yo, Henry, Joey.
Yeah, Anthony,
wait.
Tony,
T-Dog. Is he becoming Louise from Ant-Man?
Yeah.
My cousin Tony's sister's aunt's brother, and he was
aunt's brother told me. Yes,
it's a family of dock workers. Yes,
please.
What a profession. Is this a Nurse Joy moment? Is this where every time we go?
Yes.
Yo, I want you to see how big our list has gotten. So, okay, so does anybody say anything? Because I imagine that there might be a little bit of some tension, not necessarily, well, maybe between all of you, but definitely in regards to the current situation in front of you.
Like all you would see that and just be like, well, that's new.
Yeah. But also somehow very familiar.
What's the plan for this one?
Well, go to the portal station, restock as normal, see if we can get any information on what's exactly happening here, maybe who's in charge, maybe see if we can get some documentation getting us access to the other side, even if we have to change some codes or something, that might help.
Perhaps we can contact someone we know.
I don't know anybody off the top of my head here, but
I avoid Zalos.
I've never been. But yeah, I agree. Perhaps just at least docking would be a good spot to start.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to refuel anyways. Like, even if you wanted to make the jump, you'd have to at least go to the portal station to refuel and prep for what is basically another cryo jump.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll restock. See what we can find out here.
Dot, while we're kind of floating through the void of space, can I do a scan on my new radio that I made to see if any of the signals, like, because I know it was hopping frequencies. Can I scan and see if any of those frequencies are making it this far out or have made it this far out?
The radio, you mean?
Yeah, the pirate radio.
Ooh, sure. Yeah, you could flip it on.
Okay. What would you like for a roll there?
Well, I mean, it is attuned to the frequency already. You don't need to make one. You just need to see if you can pick it up.
Yeah, then in that case, I do.
Now, if you want to make a roll, if you don't pick it up, you would be like, oh, this is why I'm not picking it up. But just test it out.
Yeah, because he's going to be like fine-tuning to see, because he knows like the range of frequencies it bounces around. So I'll give you I'll give you a quick little roll here, just to see in case.
Did you roll? Fucking A.
Did that,
Okay, fine.
Fine. Mike.
What the fuck, dude?
Mike.
Has somebody gone back and just seen how many crits Mike has?
Dot.
Other than the 4 critical success.
Dot. Forget the rest of the cast.
You're not recording Zoom. Mike, you're not recording Zoom.
Yeah.
Don't you need to record our audio?
I mean, I forgot like the last 3 episodes, so it's fine.
I know, but I'm just reminding you now because I just thought about it. Okay, with the 4 critical success, which belongs to Malik, not Mike. Yeah, you flip it on, it still functions beautifully, wonderfully, and you begin kind of tuning. You extend the radius, and you do begin to pick it up, but not before you pick up the great and wonderful new entertainment. It was a critical success, Mike. That means you're still getting broadcasts from Kua, too.
I remember. I thought
you were very successful. You're getting all of the broadcasts.
Sweet. Can't wait.
Including the new network entertainment channel honoring the crew of the Defiant. Last week we got to see the Bachelorette, and I imagine as it starts to come in, you just hear Lamar go, "Oh! I thought I was gonna miss who she gave her charm to," and she runs up behind you to like listen in and kind of look in. Unfortunately, it's the end and the credits are rolling, so we'll have to find out next week who our Bachelorette chose. But you hear Charity's voice simply say, "Oh, which one do I want to do today?" Yeah, no, this is the one we're doing. You hear Charity's voice say, have we got a special surprise for you. A new movie coming straight from the reels of Coriolis. Too Tal, Too Furious. And it like cuts to this like Top Gun style, like, and Tal's like dodging and weaving, and the crew of the Defiant's like hanging on behind Tal as she's drifting, drift racing through space to Tal, Too Furious.
Go Space Racer.
Yeah, basically. And it plays through the commercial for the latest upcoming Third Horizon blockbuster, Too Tal, Too Furious. I have a list of the ones y'all suggested, and we are gonna go. We're going through them. But just as it starts to reach the climactic moment where I guess maybe they call her well, I guess they'll call her Tal. But the rest of the crew maybe has like monikers or weird things. Yeah, nothing. Yeah, it's got to be Too Tal, Too Furious. It's too good. It's too good. Right as the climactic moment happens, where Tal is gonna kiss Tamir, it's like, and Malik picks up the actual like radio broadcast he was looking for, the pirate radio as it comes through, and Lamora's like, Aw. It's, you know, she didn't get to see it. Are you just trying to see what they're broadcasting?
I mean, I was just trying to see if it was getting out this far, but I mean, if they're going to be broadcasting some stuff, I'll take a look.
The radio is still active. You hear the same voice of that woman from before. She calls herself, actually, she does not call herself anything because, well, she does call herself, yeah, it does. Okay, I will tell you this. You rolled a critical success. It seems that they probably they're going to have a centralized pirate station, like radio station, right? But they have transmitters in probably all of the Third Horizon. They have slowly dropped off transmitters because you're picking up on a localized signal in the system.
Yeah.
So I can definitely tell you that. But you hear the same woman and she's reading the news. And you pick up right at the end. And she says, "We need more like him that will stand up against the homogeny, against the order. Don't let his words die out, hidden behind black tape and bureaucracy. Be like Malik." And she hits play and begins broadcasting your speech from the banquet. It was a critical success.
Malik turns it down right before it says "be like Malik."
Lumar goes, "Stop, that's you, listen."
No, I'm trying to not. I was there, I said it.
But you can see that it is Malik's speech, the one speaking out against everything that's happening here, the lies, the tales that is being broadcast like some sort of inspirational mantle to encourage those across the Third Horizon to step up against whatever is happening here. And she does when it's all done, right before maybe Malik clicks it off. If he does, you hear her say, "Yes, one of the sons of Algol."
Interesting. No, he lets it play the whole way through in case there's some relevant piece of information.
No, it seems like they're talking a little bit more. Let's see. Yeah, okay. She finishes. She comes back and she says, she does say, the son of Algol. And she picks up, this just in. "The order continues its dangerous escalation. We have just received word that a large Zelosian fleet has established a blockade in Iswoes. Our allies on Saddle and Mira are worried, and the council is deliberating as we speak. Sanctions against Zelosian colonies and interests are apparently on the table, as well as military response. Zalos is now completely cut off, and the colonial agency is trying to negotiate the release of non-Zelosians from the city of foreigners. With backing from the clergy of the Church of Icons and some of the more prominent Mirian clans, there's still a chance that the portals will reopen for trade, a pilgrimage through the horizon." Now, that was just like, oh, they're trying to figure out some trade stuff. Y'all know they blew that ship out of the air.
Yeah, Malik turns that up so that or he makes it so the whole crew can hear it, even if they're not in the bridge. And he kind of looks to Tal and says, "The city of foreigners is the only city we would have been allowed to go to, and if they're trying to negotiate people out of there." Getting past this blockade is the first of many challenges.
You hear her voice once more, and she says, "That is the broadcast that Coriolis put out about the events that have recently happened. But the truth of the matter is, the Zenithians' corrupt grasp reaches the quadrant of the pillar. Reliable sources indicate that the growing Corsair activity is actually a homogeny-sponsored plot to leverage the greedy Consortium into concessions. Controlling Chimera makes you influential in today's horizon, and we can be sure that we haven't heard the last of this issue." So you can tell, basically, they're taking Coriolis broadcast, putting it out, and telling people what's wrong with it. What's not actually the truth, is what it seems. But again, maybe it's because whatever the satellite is, or the station, the broadcast point here, maybe it orbits the planet, maybe it disappears, but the signal becomes unstable. and you lose it, Malik. And it comes back on to the voice, of course, of Charity.
Who we all love so much. Yeah, he like once it goes Charity, he turns it back down and says, "Look, running this blockade, it's gonna be at least as hard as running the last one. But once we get into Zalos, it sounds like it's way worse than it was." I don't know what your plan is here.
There's no plan. When has there ever been a plan?
Sometimes we have plans.
We had a plan to
What if
save.
we?
It's
I
a
mean,
bad plan, but we had a plan.
I mean,
How-
look, hold on. I've been conscious for like 3 days' time since all of this happened. I don't have time to formulate a plan in that amount of time. It took us a year to get Soul out.
Okay.
because we planned. That was a very well thought out plan.
No. Okay.
We sucked him out of a straw.
Neither here nor there.
Because we had the tools to. We needed special tools to even get
Listen,
into the
stop.
system.
Listen, stop defending your terrible plan. Doesn't matter
worked.
anymore. We saved him. We're here now.
Yeah, the year-long plan worked.
Yikes, guys! If that took you a year, okay. So I just got a tube.
Malik,
very-
it would have been faster
it
if
was
you hadn't just
Very,
signed.
very cramped tube.
What do you mean it was cramped?
They're made for one.
But we are one.
Oh, that was even too much for me.
Yeah.
Like how?
Malik breaks the fourth wall. No, we're not okay.
There's like a
That was-
record skip.
that
She
was
looks
too
a little
soft.
sad, and she goes, "Okay, we're fine."
Ollie comes up and just kind of like puts her hand on Lamar's shoulder. It's okay. He's a little dense. It's fine. And then she's come back from the kitchen, so she actually has like some tea and snacks available just because of the long time it's been, and understands that probably needs something. At least, perhaps we can sit down and discuss over a cup of chai. Just relax and formulate said
Yeah.
plan.
That sounds good. I grab a cup of tea and I start sipping. All right, how the hell are we supposed to get into? We got to refuel.
That sounds par for course.
I mean, everybody's safe at the portal stations, right?
They're trying to empty this one.
But she kind of looks out the window, seeing it like off in the distance. But I mean, we can still go there, right? We're not wanted. We're famous. She points to the radio.
Oh, we're not famous in a good way, Lamara.
But we're famous.
As rebels and renegades. We are considered pirates now.
Really?
I feel like you're putting on the wrong. I don't think it's coming through to her that this is a bad thing.
Yeah,
I promise you, it's
I
not.
don't think so either. It's not a good thing.
But
Most places don't want to see us.
oh,
Hold on. Let me try this. We're pirates, and all of the space stations, portals, and most of Coriolis-run civilizations are the police.
but what's wrong with the police?
They fight pirates.
Which
What
is
did-
us.
What did you think pirates do? Okay, never mind. In this scenario, we're the bad guys.
Lamara,
How do
we've
we
been
fix
fighting
that?
the
We're not the
adjudicators
bad
for a
guys.
while.
Flora takes a little bit, but we're doing all the right stuff, right?
Yeah, we are.
They're the bad guys, and she points to all
Yeah.
of the warships standing up and staring at each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Either way,
But they
it
have the
leads
power.
to us being shot down. We're the good guys, and they're the bad guys.
Well,
Still
We
means
are
guns
still-
pointing at us.
we are still free people of the Third Horizon. And, you know, I, if you don't remember, used to work on a portal station. Everybody's supposed to be allowed to be there. So we can at least dock, right?
Yeah.
Fair.
I mean, we have to.
We may not have to.
Oh,
We need
If-
fuel.
So we get fuel the old-fashioned way. We scavenge. There's bound to be a graveyard here somewhere.
I mean, she points out the window at all of the ships. She goes, I mean, all of those battleships have lots of fuel. We are pirates, right? We take stuff. We could just take their fuel.
This
Well,
is
we've
the thing.
done that in worse situations.
Yeah.
But on
Just
land.
imagining Lamara out there with a pipe,
And he was like,
sucking a little bit out.
Space fuel.
I mean, siphoning off another vessel is not an option. It's just a dangerous one.
Yeah.
Plus, here's the other thing. Okay, yeah. Well, no, y'all made enemies of both the Order and the Homogeny
Okay.
because you
I-
didn't choose them. So never mind.
Can I would like to answer Lamara.
Okay.
Lamara, just because we're pirates doesn't mean we have to be what people expect us to be.
Okay, so we're good pirates.
Lamara, this
Good
is-
and bad is kind of an ambiguous term.
Okay. Okay. She says like all y'all crazy.
Okay.
Okay. She looks out the window at that cruiser that's like it's like right there. Just
Stop tempting us, Dot.
Malik's on board for that plan.
Malik's not on board for.
Not Malik, to me.
Okay. Speak for yourself, little bro.
Yeah,
Listen,
Malik's
just-
totally with me on
Just
this.
because I usually do the dumb bad shit, don't get this one twisted.
Now, here's the real question. Out this far, who knows if the people will actually be able to recognize you? They may know your names. They may know the ship's name because you're all kind of have your own TV station now, basically, in honor of you. But they may not know
Thanks.
who you are. Like, you might be able to go incognito. That is always a possibility. You could try to just stay low key. And you did just learn from the radio broadcast the Zalosian ships that have come through and kind of stood off with the Order's fleet is brand new. They probably just beat you here. This hasn't even been going on 24 hours in this system. So there's probably still people, even though people are trying to leave the portal station, there's gonna be a line. You might be able to just pick up on what's going on from just being civilians or trying to be civilians. Like you could just do some old school intel work. You know what I'm saying?
That's essentially
let's
what
be
I
real.
was going to try to do.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't want to start trying to aggravate other ships by taking their fuel. I'd rather just go to the portal station and try to stay low, not say our names and put our business everywhere.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
What's the worst that could happen?
Don't say that. Malik,
Was that rhetorical?
Yes.
I can answer that.
No.
Malik,
Oh.
you're never allowed to say that on my ship again, please. Actually, scratch the please. You're never allowed to say that on my ship again.
Fine.
From an asks to an order. All right, Tal, do you pull this thing into dock? Is that the plan? You're going to try... you're not going to be stopped to go dock on the
Yeah.
public station, basically.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna fly casual and
Okay. Okay.
did we already change the name and data codes and stuff on this? Yes.
Yeah, didn't we get a
Yeah.
critical aside on that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we did get a critical al-Assad roll on that. Yes. You basically have kind of fake identities in essence, like chip cards that'll get you in and out of places that don't call you. They have your face, but they don't call you Tao or Malik or, you basically have a fake name. because, like I said, only really Coriolis and Kua are going to know what your faces look like, right? Most everybody else is going to get secondhand broadcast unless they're in a really, really wealthy. Now, the Homogeny fleet and say the Order, they may definitely know what all your faces look like. But this general civilian station, you can imagine in the 48 hours that it's taken, 72 hours it's taken for all this to go down. You're popular, but you're not Bieber level popular yet. Space Beebs.
Speebs.
Yeah, Space Beebs, that's a whole other. Yeah, maybe
gosh.
Space Beebs will make a cameo in Charity's next
Icons willing.
next show. Tal, no need for a piling roll. You pull this thing up. You do hear, of course, the them kind of come through on comms, looking for correct codes and things like that. Your ship is approved by the person on the other end of the speaker. And it takes y'all about an hour in line to dock because there are still people trying to come in and people go out. But what you probably will notice is there are very few people going out. The station is actually kind of crowded. And you dock on a very full platform. And a man in a set of coveralls kind of comes running up to put the clamps on the feet of the vessel. He kind of pulls the heavy machinery down and clamps it down, and he's got his coveralls like down and like tied around his waist, the cool way. He's got like purple and black grease all over. But he looks familiar as the gangway opens up. You're like met by this guy who's like, let me guess, you need to refuel? Yeah, everybody here, he's got to refuel. Everybody needs fuel. And he's like dragging this huge pipe over that he like, leaks into place on the side of the Defiant.
I mean, if you pull up into a gas station, I feel like that's expected, but okay.
Yeah, he actually stopped to properly notice y'all. He's just doing his thing. Okay, great. Do you have it painted on the side or is it just blank, Eris?
Tamir could have painted it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't think we ever repainted on Defiant on the current ship, right? We just have the sign that we brought on board.
Yeah, the sign is on board. I have it. It's tucked under Tal's bed.
Okay. So he kind of like plugs it in, and he pulls the latch, and you can see the giant tube fill with fuel as it starts pumping into the Defiant. And he says, he simply says, Starlight? It's kind of fancy, ain't it? Where y'all coming from?
Kua.
Kua? I got family on Kua.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Tony.
Wait, you look really familiar.
I get that sometimes. I got lots of cousins. I got a Joey and a Henry. This Jeff, but nobody likes him.
Well,
Nobody likes anybody named Jeff.
Yeah. It's a family name, but it's not the one anybody wanted. Ah!
I think I met Joey once.
Oh, you met my cousin Joey. How's Joey doing? Is he still over there in that Hamura?
No, he was over on Coriolis last.
Oh, he stepped it up in the world. Got a big job. Let me tell. I bet he don't even wear coveralls no more.
Oh no, he does. He looked a little rough when we saw him, though. Things were a little hectic on the docks, but I'm sure he's fine.
Oh, I mean, he's always been Joey. He's one of the toughest in the family. He's got a good head on his shoulders.
He's been very good
and
to
he
us.
pulls it. Stops for a look. So, cred stick? Or burr stick? Because that's this world, not the other one.
I put the cred stick in his hand.
Yeah, and he clicks and then he does like the boop, 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 boop. Yeah, he don't care that you know his family. You ain't family. He pulls the cred stick out and gives it back and he says, you know, I gotta be honest, I'm really glad to see that cleared because not everybody here is you know, coming to the table with pay. They all want to get out, but nobody's got any burr, you know?
Yeah, that's fair.
Let's see. Question. The symbol that you were all given, like the sign, the symbol, the card, are any of you wearing that symbol openly? I just need to know. Are you wearing it like on your lapel or your whatever? Okay, cool.
No, I feel like Tamir would because it's not bright sometimes.
Okay.
And it's a uniform.
Yeah, okay.
Tal would put it in a very very discreet kind of place, like changing one of the buttons on her jacket.
Oh, okay. All right. Maybe he's like doing his thing and he like he like undoes this huge tube and it like plops to the ground and he starts to pull it away and he looks back and he goes, well, all of you have and then he sees probably on Tal and then Tamir for reassurance, the symbol. And he goes, oh, you know, while you're here on the station, you should visit my other cousin, Josie.
Does she have a cat?
A space cat?
Yeah.
She's got multiple cats. But we don't talk about it. She's a bit sensitive on the matter. They're like a children, you know?
Yeah.
PC is already weird. He goes, but you know, just go talk to Josie, yeah?
Yeah.
And he
All
kind of
right.
like, he tries to like subtly, he's not very subtle. He's not subtle.
I got you.
Yeah, and he goes, hey, no, that's not what you do with that. What are you doing? And he like yells across to somebody. He goes, you know, it was real nice to meet you. What's your cover name? That's Dot, not Tony.
Oh shit.
Captain of the Starlight.
I don't know. Hold on. I need a name. What's the name? I can't think of a single name in existence.
hey, chat. This is some homework for you. You have exactly 5 minutes to come up with.
We need cover names for the whole.
With cover name with our aliases.
Shit.
I don't know. I forget what. I feel like Alia must have had one, and I'm just blanking on what hers was.
Was it just Alia?
Yeah,
I thought
Chad's
no
already
one,
hyped
please
about
say
it.
any name.
What was her name?
So it's all right. He kind of gives you the like rub salute. He's like, "I will see you later, Captain, and crew or whatever." And he kind of bustles over to stop whatever's going on the opposite side of the docks that he is unhappy with as the dock manager. The last one out of the vessel is Lamara, and if there were such thing as a slow-mo camera pan, this is the moment for it. Lamara walks out no longer in her kind of medical attire. She still wears white, but she has taken every effort to dress like a space pirate. She's made every effort. I'm going to spend a darkness point. I love no peg leg. No, she's more like she's given up her like doctor's coat for this trench coat that's over top of like her very tight white jumpsuit, which she always wears anyways, right? Now instead of like little like white medical moon booties, she's got these like white heeled shoes that like come up to her knees, and she's very clearly tried to like fold the ends of them down to make like pirate boots. She has removed her hair from the braid, the single braid, and it's like a whole like she's trying to be like a space pirate, but she clearly doesn't have the clothing to do it, but she's working on it. And she's got like two belts slung opposite one another, instead of like her handy medical belt that usually fits very tight around her waist. It's just like, you know, she looks like she tried to do Halloween from the closet she already owned. It's like Twitch cosplay.
Wow.
Like, Tamir's just gonna do one of those like really close brotherly like whispers where it's like it's so hard to even hear. You need to do something about this.
What do you want to do about it?
Look at
like
her.
it.
Okay, look, the option is that or the ball gown.
At least the ball gown would make it appear that we are wealthy. Not that we're here to steal everybody's lunch money.
Lamar like winks at someone coming down the gangway. She's like, and she goes, "Okay, I'm ready."
Bully, it's not even a pirate.
Just
People are
Pretend like it's
looking at
cool.
Lamara, but you can't decide if they're like why they're looking at her.
pretend like it's cool. It's fine.
Cool and cool.
That's what I said. Your new outfit, super cool.
She plants a like kiss on your cheek because she needed the reassurance.
Yeah, no, it looks.
I like your coat.
Where did you get that from?
Well, technically, some of this belonged to Sewell.
Yep, that makes sense.
You can see that like she has like cuffed his like old jacket, which is a smidge large, but like she's got cool belts and stuff. She says, "You know what I'm missing?
I don't.
A hat."
I patch.
Great idea. She goes, "I have one of those in the med bay."
Lamara.
She goes to turn to like run inside. Yeah, go ahead.
We need to find information, and the more we look like everybody else, the easier it'll be.
But I look like everybody else, right?
No.
Well,
You
so
look cool. That's the thing. No one else looks so cool.
She beams.
Perhaps
So
you should tone
the
the
thing
coolness
is-
down.
yeah, it like if you look around us, you don't see anybody looking nearly as cool as you. Everybody looks plain like me and Tamir. So you got to look a little more plain like us so that you blend in better so people don't notice you listening to them.
Well, first off, who's rolling a manipulation roll?
Oh,
man,
that was a command.
Oh, okay. You're
What?
basically commanding her to like. Okay.
Like, you need to chill the fuck out because we need to blend in.
I will take a command, but you're gonna have to give her the command because that was a little like, you look so special, so much
Well,
more
I
special
was
than
trying to
everybody.
put it gently. Like you
Girl,
need to
right.
you need to look more like us.
Okay, give
So
her the
that we
command to
can-
look more like y'all, and then you
Yeah.
can roll the command.
You need to look more like us so we can all blend in and find the information better.
Oh yeah, I don't want to give away our secret identities.
Yeah. With limited success.
The good news is, she's still an empathetic person, y'all. Like, she's actually highly intelligent. She's just, Lamara.
We know she's intelligent.
She's
Yeah,
like super
no one
highly-
ever
she's-
never
said that she
questioned.
was stupid. We're just trying to
No.
explain to
This
her
is me trying to
why.
figure out how she would roll against you, right? Because she needs to figure out, like, does that make sense? So you give
It'd
the
be-
command. She takes it seriously. But I want another empathy roll from her.
If you're rolling against, manipulation is both is like insight and manipulation.
And manipulation,
Yeah.
yeah. That's why I think she's probably gonna roll it that way. Okay, they're equal. There's a moment where she you can tell she put a lot of effort into trying to look like a space pirate, and she was very pleased with the final outcome. But she also hears her captain's command and recognizes that maybe you're right. I do look too cool for school. She's far too cool for school. And she's like, well, is it the belts or like the jacket?
No, you just don't need to add anything. Just keep it
Y'all
low
look-
key.
She looks at all. She's like, "Oh, y'all look so cool," and all I have is, and she goes, "All I have is my medical jacket."
Well, you know what? While we're here, we'll pick up some new threads for you.
Can I keep the jacket?
medical
She kind
jacket
of
looks
like
good.
Sewell's like little oversized like jacket. Okay, cool. She's like,
Yeah.
all right, I'll take the belts off. She like take the belts off, and then you see she like undoes the cuff on the top of her boot, so it's a little bit more just like high-heeled space booty, basically. You know, so it's a little less. And she goes, I guess I'll forfeit the hat too. And no eye patch.
Perhaps we can
Why
find
did
a
you-
convention somewhere and you can wear that.
You're not helping.
And she says it's all right, and she kind of like takes the belt off. She's like, I'll go. I should probably get my actual medical bag anyways. I don't like to leave it behind. And so she turns to leave, and she leans into Malik and she goes, you know, I'll keep all the stuff for later. Okay. And then she
what?
like pitters up. She pitters up. Y'all smell that smell in the air? That like floral. She blushes a little bit when Malik says that, and then that
For
that
what?
smell like rains across. She basically crop dust pheromones on all of you as she goes up the gangway back into the ship. You're welcome.
I'm not that dumb. Does she think
I mean,
she
you
looked
are-
like Lady Sewell?
I mean,
As much as
That
Tamir
would make-
wanted it, that's not my type.
Malik,
What the?
she just
I
wants
gotta-
to look cool. She was
No,
doing.
no. She did. There was a wink and there was a whisper.
She wants to look cool. She used what she had. We'll buy her some actually good looking clothes while we're here.
I think you're missing the point. She meant like for later.
I'm a priestess, so I don't know. I'm gonna walk away now.
In the
Tal
cryopod.
does not register.
He looks at Tamir for help and then realizes he's looking at Tamir for help. Okay. Yeah, we'll buy her new whatever. Okay, can we
This time she comes back out, and really all she's wearing is this kind of like military green style kind of camo. It's really a duster on her. It almost touches the ground because she's not Sewell. But she's kept the sleeves rolled, but she's wearing pretty much her normal like doctor jumpsuit underneath, and she's got the white medical bag now like slung on her side. Yeah, she took a little bit of like the extra makeup off. You could tell she tried to do like Amira style, like cool lipstick type things, and none of it really worked out for her. Clearly. But she looks, as you commanded, Captain, more normal.
Well, we blend in better. And she walks back up. Look, that's way better. You still look cool. We'll get you some good accessories while we're here, and you can get a new outfit or something if you want. If you want to look a little better.
She goes, y'all really don't know what it's like out here on one of these portal stations. But I might look good in a jumpsuit.
We've been on several dozen portal. Okay. Can we what are we doing besides getting fuel here? And now
Some
shopping?
information.
We need to go see Josie.
Oh, right.
And her pussy.
No, why?
Sorry, reference.
No, I
I have
Yeah,
a feeling
yeah.
Josie will have more resources and information on what's going on here than we can find on our own.
Okay. Do we know anything about Josie?
No, I figure I'd start walking around and seeing if I could find it. That's usually what I do when I come to a new portal station and I'm just given a name.
All right.
You enter this station. It is laid out exactly like the one in Himura, exactly like the one in Uhara, exactly like the one in Kua. These portal stations are pretty much just identical replications of themselves. Each one on the inside may, like, instead of that being a general store, it may be a restaurant instead, right? But the general, like, blueprint layout is always the same. The coffin hostels, always in the same place. Circular cantina in, like, the middle of the bazaar, like, shopping area, trade district, always there. Portal Master Station, always in the same place. So there's maybe even a sense of deja vu that might rush over all of you as you step onto the station. But unlike your time in Hamura, this station is loud with people and is significantly more populated. It's like an airport at Christmas with everybody having layovers. People from all sorts, children crying, just like a general frustration in the air because people can't seem to get out. Correct. Hamura is the station where they met Lamara. So, like, again, there would be like a medical facility in the same place.
Straight to the bar.
You go straight to the bar. To no surprise, there's a dancer. And kind of a young woman, we'll say maybe early 20s. Kind of slides around the bar. She wipes it off. And she says, "What can I do for you?"
Yeah, blue asteroid, please.
She looks at the 4 people behind you.
And whatever they want.
I'm all set.
A glass of warm milk, please.
Lamara comes up and like leans on the bar next to her. She goes, "I'll take a blue, what was it? Asteroid. I'll take a blue asteroid."
Why are you doing that with your voice?
I'm trying to be cool.
You just sound like
I'm blending.
That's not. Just use your
Alia just like
voice.
flicks Molly on the back of his head. Be nice.
I'm trying, just use your regular voice.
The woman
Like,
kind of looks a little weird at
nice.
Lamar, but she doesn't really say anything. Like, she's met some weird people on these stations. Like, she's a bartender, for Pete's sake. So she reaches around. You see the centralized column, that like where this the bar like circles. She grabs a lever and pulls it like, and it spins around until the right tap comes around, and then she grabs 2 glasses, like it's second nature, and fills them up and slides this like Windex blue drink down the bar to Tao and Lamara.
Tamir, does she do this often? The going to stations and finding people?
I mean, we've been to this station before.
Because I've been with the crew for a long time, and you guys have never found anyone this way.
Tao may just wanted a drink. And Lamara, she cheers with Tao, like dinks the glass and like slaps it down. And Lamara tries really hard. She's not a drinker, but she does cheers with you, Tao.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Tal was attempting to order essentially what is an equivalent of a like a very hard whiskey.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's just blue.
It's blue. It's really badly distilled. It doesn't taste great.
Nope.
Face shine.
Yeah, essentially.
Face shine, yeah.
No one really knows why it's blue, but it's just part of the results of the process. They when they named it, they were embracing that color.
You would know it's probably actually the fermenting process changes it.
Yeah.
Changes the color. Or something weird like that. There's actually like a scientific reason, but like it looks like Windex.
Yeah.
Probably tastes like Windex.
Gross.
Yeah. So Tal takes it and just essentially like downs half of it in one sip. So hey, and looks over at the bartender. Hey, have you seen Josie around? I've been looking for them, and they just.
Well, you mean, well, Josie is she kind of points behind you across the crowd to the back wall, where like some of the shops and stalls and things are. She points at one specifically, and she says, Josie owns that one, but I haven't seen her today.
Huh.
I mean,
Alright.
she is old, so.
Well, that's fine. I haven't seen her around today either, so I thought
Spunky
I'd
lady,
ask.
though.
All right. Well, I'll go see if I can find her. Thank you. And I
Note, remember
put-
that Tony told you this was his cousin.
Yeah. Tal never, for just to be clear, Tal never really told a lie there.
You did not. That's why I didn't make you make a roll. Like you simply asked. You knew that Josie is somebody
said-
here.
Yeah. I said, "Where's Josie? I haven't seen her today."
True.
haven't
And
seen them.
she basically reassured. She says, "Actually, I haven't either." But she says, "But today's been a little." And she gestures to all of the people, and somebody down the bar makes a crude comment. It's like, "When am I gonna get my drink?" Because
I'll
that's
leave
the
you
life
to
of a
it,
bartender. So yeah.
Yeah, and I put enough creds on there to give her a good tip too. And
Aw. That's nice of you. She notes that, and she smiles and gives you a little top off.
thank you. All right, so we need to go over there.
I'm guessing y'all just push through the crowd. You want to go find out what this shop is?
Yeah.
Alia would just kind of just pave the way, act as like the beacon in this crowded bar.
And people do part for you. No problem.
Tal, a solid 2 feet shorter, just walks behind her, sipping my drink on the way out. Before we get to the edge of the bar, I put my empty glass on someone's table as I continue.
Perfect.
Just hear Alia keep going like, "Excuse me, okay, thank you. 1 moment, please. Excuse me, hello." Just like trying to get by people and not even needing to do that.
Yeah, some people like look up at you. Parents are like pulling their children back. I heard corruption bar number 1. I have good plans for
dear Lord.
thanks, chat, for that. You cut through this crowd of people. It's like cutting through a concert, right? It's always like you can lose each other, but Alia being the beacon that like leads the way, you are able to kind of get to the exterior of the crowd of people and see the wall, this particular wall of shops. And there is what one might consider to be a tchotchke shop. It's like the shop in the airport that has like those stupid glasses with people's names on it and the keychains. And it's like, welcome to Oswa's. It's like, been here, with like postcards and like there's like probably a standard one of these on every portal station. And you can see it's like the shop, but it's open. It has like I Heart Oswa's t-shirts and stuff on it, but like doesn't yes, Mike, you can sit on that for a second. You can sit on that.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, this is where you could get like just basic. It's not even a general store. It's basically a convenience store with tchotchke items. But there is nobody behind this like front-facing counter as you enter. You can kind of step in. It's about 8 feet deep, right? And then there's like a solid counter. And there's just freaking stuff all over the place. Tchotchke stuff all over the place. Bobbleheads and stuff. But there's nobody behind the counter.
As we walk in, I kind of get close to Tamir and I say, "Hey, you check for anything good in this store while we're here?"
So, Tal is a fairly common name.
No. I mean, check if there's anything good on the shelves. I get the feeling that this lady is also working in the same industry we are.
Understood.
It's about this time you hear a brrr, and a cat pops up on the counter. Space cat. Because I think it's so cute. All space cats have their ears like, the light folded, the cats that have like little folded ears. Their ears are kind of folded. And their tails aren't quite as like long. You can see they're like short or bobbed mostly. Because I just think that's cute. But it it like stretches, it puts its hiney in your face, and then it like, and it like kind of lays down.
You just
Kinda-
see Alia
Yes.
immediately like just lean over and like completely be engrossed with this cat. Just start petting it and finding like she has little tassels on her robe, like on her robes, right? So you just see her like using that to kind of play with the cat.
And the cat's now kind of like playing and batting. It's purring. And as it's on its back and it's playing with the tassels, you can all see it's got a collar on, so it's a claimed animal. That has like a number on it. I hate to call it a vial. It's more like a locket. It's a little flatter, right? But it's a piece of metal. And it's got a number engraved in it. This number is 4. But you can't, you don't know what's like inside of it or whatever. If you can even get to it.
I'll call out, hello? Anybody here?
Your voice rings out. Nobody answers right away. In fact, your voice breaks the silence, and the cat like it kind of startles the cat, and it like gets back
sorry.
up on all fours.
I kind of like scratch his head just a little bit. Sorry about that.
It's contented now. And then you see like maybe when you lean over and yell, there's actually a couple rows of bowls, quite a few of them, which means there's probably a lot of cats around here. You just don't see them. Now, Tamir, did you want to do anything to try to check for stuff?
Yeah, I think while Tal is kind of walking around like calling out, I think Tamir is kind of like walking around just kind of absently, kind of letting himself kind of get into that mode where he's basically trying to pick up if there's any artifacts nearby.
Do you want to do it using your actual mystic ability, or do you want to use your glasses?
Actual mystic ability.
Great. That's all I needed.
There's no reason for him to pull those glasses out right now.
Great. So
unless there's some weird metaphysical thing around, he kind of knows not.
No, you kind of walk through and how do you manifest your ability? Like, what does it look like? I know Alia does a lot of meditating, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, what does it look like when Tamir does it?
I think he literally just kind of does what he always does. Like if he gets really in depth with like some sort of like equation, right? He just kind of loses himself to maybe there's a ticking that he just picks up more clearly than others would in in the vicinity. Maybe there's a scent of oil and he can tell that, oh, this is a good refined oil in comparison to something that's a bit more crude, something that's just more familiar.
Yeah, so you start walking through, maybe you're even kind of like running your hand down and you're touching things. I call in acting, we call this soft focus. That's when the world around you, like you're focused, you're in character and you're like living your thing, but the world around you, like the audience and the lights and stuff, all that becomes kind of blurred, right? You become hyper aware is really what happens. And living in soft focus is a really great place to be, to live in the moment. So your soft focus, you take that moment, that deep breath, and you begin like walking through it, and your soft focus begins to pan in. It's almost like narrowing your vision as you kind of like look around. You're feeling things on a hyper aware level. You're trying to see things. You're touching them as you run your hands down. Just for shits and giggles, because I love this idea, chat. You reach the candy section, and you see there are Pez dispensers, like little Pez's or bobbleheads. They're bobbleheads. They're bobbleheads of all of you. Like just one tiny shelf of like Defiant crew. You don't know how they got them made or shipped out this fast, but they're here. And there is like a handwritten sign.
Merchandise sells in space, Dot. It's all about merchandise, and that shit goes.
Where's the royalty for this?
Yeah, right. Where's it? Y'all didn't stick around.
Sure, man.
Y'all didn't stick around to get it. So they think, but like there's like a handwritten sign. There's new merchandise. But on the floor itself, you do not feel or see anything. But there is something here. It's like the aura of this place does have some artifacts, possibly, or like some stuff. It's either coming from an area you cannot see or below your feet.
Okay.
But there is a presence here. You can't quite put your finger on it, but
who would he go to? Doctor.
who? Lamara?
Lamar. Mhm.
You turn around and she's not there. Corruption bar number 1.
Has anybody seen Lamara?
She's probably buying everything in the store.
Are you going to go find her?
No, it's a space station. She can't get very far. You only have one ship. She'll make it back.
That's not...
She's like a kid in a candy store. Sometimes
I'm-
literally. And he points to the candy.
Tal, may I... She's going to say something.
It's about this time you hear the shuffle of feet. Not a bell,
It's
not
about
a
this time she
cat,
says
not
something.
purring. Yeah, she says something. You hear this like shh, 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 and this like hunchback old woman. She's got like a crocheted kind of headpiece, like a hood over, and this like tight thing. And she's customer, and she kind of comes up. She's just high enough where like the counter's like here on her. Right, and she's dear. She picks the cat up and you hear her bones like crunch and crack. And she like and puts the cat down. And she says, "How can I help you today?" She's kind of deep under this hood.
Yeah. Oh shit! What was his name?
Tony.
Never mind. Just
Tony.
Tony.
Or,
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
Tony sent us to come say hi to you. You're Josie?
There's almost like there's a moment of pause where like her body doesn't move and you think, oh God, she just died. Like she's gonna kill over, right? In that moment. But Tal, she reaches out and pulls the bell back behind the counter, and you notice that her hand, it's not old or wrinkled or any of that. Thank you. So she pulls the bell behind the counter and she replaces it with a closed sign. And you catch the glimmer of her eye as it catches your symbol. And she just says, "Oh yes, dearie, bring you and your friends to the back."
Oh, okay. Thanks.
I have just what you need, new bobbleheads in.
Yeah.
Definitely what you're here for. Defiant bobbleheads. And she kind of, she gestures you to that.
As she goes there, I turn to the remainder of my crew. Anybody want to go find Lamara before?
I'll go. I can go look for her. Maybe I can have a better vantage point from my height.
You can literally just...
If you want to just peek out and make an observation, you're welcome to.
Sure.
See if you can see her.
Oh, I'm thinking we just use our mystic ability and look through her
Try to
eyes
find her.
to see what she's staring at.
Ooh.
Okay. Observation from Alia.
Okay, I'm trying to find it. Where did it go? ¿Dónde estás?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there it is. I'm not very observant. So wit it is.
Yep, wits. Just your wits.
Hey.
Okay. You look around. You're like you said, a head higher than everyone. You're like looking. You're looking for her like orange and black hair, which you know she wore down. She didn't wear in her usual braids. So you're trying to find her. You do not see her. At least with this crowd of people, you can't. Even with a success, you never find her. And the old woman goes, "Yeah, pitter patter."
Yeah. Okay. Come on.
And she gestures all of you to the back. You go behind a beaded curtain into this kind of dusty back room where all of the cats are sleeping on boxes and metal crates, like space crates. There's the smell of cat food in the air. And when you all come through and the beaded curtain stops swishing. She reaches out with an arm that is not that of an old woman and slides a door closed behind you, and she throws off the kind of robes and things that she was wearing to hide herself. And before you is a very young girl. She's got, because why not? She's got short, like red bobbed hair, and she does wear kind of your average nondescript space jumpsuit. It's because I want it to be. It very subtly has like leopard print, like cat print all over it, very very subtly. It's worn down from the years. It probably was much more vivid at one point. And she says, "Oh my God, I'm Josie. It's so nice to meet you."
Alia leans over to Tal and goes, "Perhaps Uhara wouldn't have been so out of place as we thought here."
Is there something I'm not in on? Are you missing somebody from your party?
Yeah. Unfortunately, she's really good at slipping away when we aren't looking.
Sounds like a girl after my own heart.
You know what? I have the feeling you would like each other very much. It's a shame she's not here right now.
I'm a relatively likable person. At least that's what my cousin Henry says.
All right.
So I see you got, how can I help you?
So, what's the situation?
No, I swear, if somebody doesn't clip Mike's face, I will never forgive you. The shell shock look on Mike's face.
Tal, on second thought, you're right. Lamar shouldn't miss this. I'm gonna go anywhere. I'm gonna go look for her.
We just got started.
No, we gotta.
Want to stay?
It's fine. We gotta find the other person.
No.
Can you just?
No, I think.
Open the door with the.
Look.
Like I said, I'm a head taller, so I can perhaps look better.
No.
She goes, "No, you."
You have valuable insight that should be heard here. You're the voice of reason.
Enough.
Open the door.
We are all in this room now. You wanted to stay?
Do that here.
Exactly.
Let you out, because you know what?
What?
Well, and she goes over, and you see her slide one of the cat food bowls to the side, and there's a pressure switch on the floor, and she steps on it, and when she does, a false wall slides out of the way, and you can see there's like a room behind this measly tchotchke shop. And
she goes, "Well, what you waiting for? An invitation? Let's go."
Where are we going? We don't even know you.
Some kind of carnival.
There's a moment, knowing this, she has a moment where she looks at all of you like, maybe you're actually not who you're supposed to be, and she could be being infiltrated right now. And her foot comes off of the pressure plate, and the door closes again, and she goes,
I don't want to have to do this to all of you, but you're going to have to tell me who you are, because, to wear that kind of symbol.
And she kind of gestures to the one on Tamir this time.
Means that you're supposed to be in the know.
Tamir, holds out one of the bobbleheads of Malik, because he was gonna buy something from the old lady, who's now no longer an old lady.
She's not. She goes, "Oh, you found the bobbleheads. Those are brand new."
That's him. That's my brother.
He had a bobblehead.
She actually takes up the old lady glasses. I'm like,
she goes, Oh, you're those glamorous ones, the ones who upset all those folks on Coriolis.
Yeah, we're a little new too. The bobbleheads are new, so are we.
Well, don't you worry. Josie's here to take care of you. She says, "Come on back. Let me get you some fresh food, and we'll talk, and I'll see if I can't get you filled in." It's been a crazy 48 hours.
Oh, I believe it. Tal's already going to sit down.
Yeah, she gestures now. Tamir, she hits that pressure plate again, and the door opens, and you get that wave, that waft of energy of artifacts and things. This is not where she keeps the spare bobbleheads. If that makes sense. There is more stuff back here than that.
Like cat litter.
Yes, like catnip and cat food.
I mean, all that cat litter has to go somewhere. She has so many cats.
Yeah, she has to do something with it. But she gestures you back, and you actually see her living quarters, which is a very meager, like hostel coffin that she probably removed at one point. Put back here, she's draped like some pretty things like around it, but that's very clearly where she sleeps. On the wall is this symbol, the same symbol representing the very super secretive group that you all work for, and shelves that hold everything from weaponry to maybe a couple small artifacts. There's some crates and boxes, food, just because there's like a whole stack of cat food, like a pyramid of cat food cans off to the side, and cats everywhere. There's got to be like 8 or 9 cats here.
And she goes, just ignore the pussycats. They really love people.
Aya just goes off and starts playing with the cats.
Yeah, they're around. She goes, so, what can I do you for? You know, I don't get a lot of visitors out here, and with all the new rage, I'm trying to, why are you here? Here.
Well, we got to figure out why everybody else is here. Exactly.
Well, I tell you, when they came through that portal, it was like, a thunderstorm. The whole sky shook. It was like they came in such a rush, And then they said, oh, no leaving the station unless you're headed back to Kua. And everybody was like, well, we don't want to go to Kua. We're trying to get to Zalos. They aren't letting people through right now.
We need to get to Zalos. That's our next step.
She scratches one. He didn't hear me. She says to one of the cats, they ain't letting people through, kid. You can't get to Zalos. They got blockades and stuff. You have to have special papers and stuff.
And where would we get those?
Well, proper paperwork has to go through the portal master.
Uh-huh. And improper paperwork?
Well, that's a little harder. Because right now they got all these lockdowns and stuff. Okay, let me see what I can do for you, and she kind of, she goes, you do know my cousin Joey, my cousin Tony. And she goes over to
Tony and Joey.
You know Joey, too? He's always been such a troublemaker. What's he up to nowadays? Probably got his hand caught in a, gear system or something.
Oh, well, he was in a little bit of trouble last time we saw him, but he, as far as I know, is still on Coriolis.
Oh, he's living the high life. Well, not now he's not. I heard there was riots and boinings in the sanatorium.
Boinings, huh?
Yeah, boinings. Who lights a fire to one of the most important space stations? I just don't understand. Why is everybody so mad? I don't know.
And she fawnses the top of this box. She fawn smashes the top of this box. And it folds open into a console panel. And she starts clicking away like a secretary that does this second hand. No hesitation. And she just starts she doesn't stop talking.
I always told Joey he was due for something more than that station. I don't even know why he went there to begin with.
I suppose you have to start somewhere.
It's like the lady at the freaking airport, Just
checking and checking.
Yeah, give me just a second. Okay, paperweight for 4?
5.
5.
Please.
Some people call me dense and all that, but there's only 4 of you.
I did tell you that we lost one, right?
I
Oh,
literally
right,
just
the
tried
lost
to leave
one.
to go get one.
Yeah.
Checking.
Christ.
And she basically she starts clacking away, and she says,
Well, this is not good. This, I got it all for you.
Yeah.
Says here that only military vessels with colonial agencies numbers gonna get through that blockade. They said Zalos is a hot mess.
Well, and I look at Malik.
I feel like everybody looks at Malik at this point.
I just changed him. Oh. It's fine.
You know, I don't have an idea. It's a long shot.
Let's hear it.
Well, so see here. This here's the manifest of all the ships getting ready to actually go out, the ones that have the permissions, you know?
Yep. Uh-huh.
If all of you could, make the timeline, you could try to jump either in the wake or behind one of these colonial vessels headed to Zalos. She says, or you could just steal their codes and be the first one through, and then their codes don't work no more.
See, I like that one better.
Well,
Yeah.
I hate to break it to you, but it looks like you got like T-minus 6 hours before the last one's going out. Looks like they're putting a hard kibosh on let people through.
What?
You know what kibosh?
Nope. I don't. Okay. Do you mind?
Do I mind what?
Can I come around the counter there and use that?
Do you want? But she looks at all of you like, well, you don't. Hold,
I
please.
mean,
You can see she clicks some buttons and puts some stuff behind some firewalls, so she's gonna give over her computer to Malik.
That's not gonna.
But
No. Do
I've
whatever
never in
makes
my
you.
whole life been like, oh, excuse me, let me use your computer. But what does Josie know?
And she slides to the side for Malik.
Do whatever makes you feel safe.
Well, yeah, where?
He slides in and I imagine
What
he
do you
just
look-
immediately undoes whatever she just did, and then
What do
he
you,
goes about his business.
No, you don't understand, Malik. She has a very high security firewall. She knows what she's actually doing.
We'll see, Dot. What he really
are you trying
wants
to break
do,
her
no,
firewalls,
what he's
or
trying
are you
to
trying
do,
to get information?
What he's trying to do is switch the codes on the ship.
So you're trying to grab one of the code sets from one of the consortium ships?
Yeah.
So the point she was trying to make is if you take it now, they're going to know that somebody's here doing that. You basically have to take it the moment before and jump through before them.
yeah.
If you take it now or change it out now, they're going to be aware of your presence because somebody just hacked their code.
I gotcha.
That's why she was saying it's so time sensitive.
Yeah.
Because these are high-end military codes. These aren't just oh yeah, we're putting a transport through from Coriolis to blah blah.
Yeah.
This is top secret level military codes to get into what is basically frontline combat at the moment. So not anybody can get through, and they issue those to specific vessels with specific command ships. So basically she said you have to cut in line as soon as their code is approved and jump through before that ship.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. But you would be able to see that that's what she pulled up. You could see the full ship manifest. You could see the time slot for each ship when they're supposed to leave, as well as you can see their codes, right? You just don't want to use it yet because, like I said, it's so time sensitive. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my bad. My bad.
no, hey, you're good. Anything else you want to hack? Because you can still roll and see if you can find other things. This computer seems to both be connected to the system, the station, as well as whatever maybe private stuff she's got going on with your dear.
I'm not going to intentionally trying to hack her stuff, Dot. But if I'm here, I might as well do something.
If you roll a critical success, you can hack her stuff.
What I want to do is I want information about everything that's been going on. If she's been tracking this kind of stuff, and she's a high level something, or at least has a high enough level firewall because she's part of the Draconites. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, this is the Draconite system. So yeah, totally. Go ahead and roll a data gen.
Yeah, I feel like there's at least 2 agents here, so they must be collecting some kind of data. Let me see here. Where is my button?
But I would say this is all your first time seeing the Draconites behind closed doors, or what it might look like on a station.
Yeah.
But you would know now this is something that you could find rather regularly, right? You would be able to sort out finding
Yeah, I
more
think
of this on each station.
he like pulls out his tabula and he like places it on the desk. I assume he like slides away a very ornate, ostentatious like cup holder with like pens, and he like puts his there and connects it, and then he starts tickety away. Critical success. Dot.
Damn it!
Do I attack her?
Why did I even
everything?
bother saying it?
Dot, don't threaten me with a good time. You can hack everything if you get a crit. Okay.
So she watches you and she goes, oh, I see what you do. Oh, that's smart. I like that. That's clever.
No,
Well, what's your name again?
It's Malik.
Oh, right, Malik.
Yeah. And she watches you as you hack through and into their system, basically. So you're going to gain access. So let's talk about information first versus like you breaking her firewall, because that's a whole different thing.
Go for it.
I'm asking you what information are you looking for?
So he, like I said, there's at least 2 agents here that we've seen. So he assumes that they're collecting data on what's happening here and what's happening in Zalos and like what's actually happening here. They're like boots on the ground. So he wants the real data about what the hell's going on.
Okay.
Because we have like what Coriolis is saying, we have what the pirate radio is saying, we have what we can see, and we know that none of that's actually what's happening.
So about 12 hours ago, the remaining fleet of the Order of the Pariah arrived here, trying to find escape and get out, which seemed to happen after they blew up the martyr ship that came to pick up all of the refugees from Coriolis. That this was kind of they were running. When they arrived in this system, based on whatever went down, which is not reported here. Again, those are like the news broadcasts you've been listening to in the pirate radio. Right. Zalos saw it as a threat. And there's a manifest series of like letters or commands that are being sent from high command of the homogeny and out of Zalos that believed that the order showing up there was a threat based on them blowing that vessel and the people on it out of the sky or out of space. And so they reciprocated. It is literally like the Cuban Missile Crisis. They reciprocated by sending a vast fleet to stand off against what's left of the Order of the Pariah. The command from Zalos is that if the Order attempts, or anyone outside of military command or without military codes tries to pass through Zalos, they are to be terminated immediately. Including the civilian ships of the Order of the Pariah as well as their torpedo vessels. Which is not good. Like you can see, this is basically top secret files that are being passed amongst the military ships floating out away from the portal station that you all saw when you came in. So you get all of that.
I think he like takes the tabula, like now that he's not using it to hack anymore, he like puts it on the desk facing out, and then you just see these reports scrolling so that everyone else can see them as well. That like they're blowing ships out of the sky. As he's kind of
it's not looking so good out there, you know.
It's you weren't sugarcoating it. It's really.
I've been called sweet before in my time.
Really deserve this.
She boops you on the nose.
Click, 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 click. Firewall goes down. Click, 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 click. Do me, will you? Click, 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 click.
And she goes, well, I'm happy. Are you hungry? Would you like something to drink? I got some fresh threads. If you need some clothes and stuff, I'll take care of you. I want to make sure you have what you need, because I'm going to guess the reason you snooping about and breaking the firewalls on my computer is because all of you's trying to get to Zalos.
We said that.
Well, yes, I know, but I mean, like, my question is why? What you doing there? How can I help you?
We need to figure out what actually happened. Why this standoff is going on.
Well, it seems like a big old hodgepodge of miscommunication to me. If everybody would just be honest and tell each other how they feeling, we wouldn't have these problems. Me and my cousins, we made a pact one time. I remember this. I told Joey, I said, I never lie to you, nor you, Tony, nor you, Henry. We're never going to lie to each other. Why? Because we're family. And we're all fighting the same damn thing.
Did you just watch the Too Furious trailer?
Oh my God, I cannot wait to see that movie. It's going to be so cool.
I thought that was like a line right from the trailer.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, they said family like 14 times in the.
You know, I'm all
45-second
about
trailer.
a good family film. Little family action.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yes, but we all lie to Jeff because nobody can trust him.
End the
Don't
show.
trust Jeff. He's the only, he I wouldn't even call him a black sheep. He's like a bunion. He's just always around, just rubbing about in his shoes, and you're like, why are you here, Jeff? Please, I'm trying to walk to work.
Well, at least you don't have a far walk to work.
No, I just come out of my coffin most of the time, but it does take me, a solid half hour just to feed the cats most of the time. But you know what? I got something for all of you. She starts looking around at all the cats. She goes, no. Oh, there. Hey, come here. Hey, stop it. And she kind of putters after a cat, and she gets her hands on one, and she flips it over like a baby in her arms, and she goes, now stop it. Don't show your bobtail. And she removes the locket from its neck, and she puts the cats down. And she hits kind of like a small latch on the side, and you see it like open. And she goes, I got something for all of you. She says, yeah. And she comes over and hands Tal a very, very small, I guess it's really like a data chip of some kind. And she says, I don't know what it's gonna be like over there in Zalos. I don't even know how functional the actual, portal station is. But this is a key card. You'll need to find, a card to put it in. But it'll get you around if you end up in the station,
Oh, that's very, very helpful. I will grab my extra data chip and pop out the little chip there and put
slide it in, and you see it like it doesn't make a noise, but you can see like when it clicks into place, almost like a single light on it, like one light like goes green to let you know that it's a good chip, that it's functional. And so now you kind of have a key card that'll get you into probably some security doors and some things like that on the portal station in Zalos if you end up there. She goes, I got a whole collection of them. That one there, that one was a Mura, though. I bet they've changed those codes by now. And she's pointing to all the cats. She has them around the necks of all of the friendly kitties.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
Pretty good hiding spot, actually.
You have.
I'm sorry?
Oh, Ali just goes, that's some interesting system you have.
Everybody's got their own system, And look, when they walk in my shop, they're, oh my God, look at that old lady and all of her crazy cats. What they don't expect is to be like, oh my God, it's Josie and her pussies,
I bet they don't say that.
They don't, which is how I know it's a good cover.
Yep.
You had us fooled with the
I try.
whole thing. Clickety.
So, where was we? Oh, right. I hate to break it to you, but it does look like, it's 9:51, so we're running short on time. And, you said you had a fifth person in your party.
Yeah.
You should probably maybe find them.
I think we have a shortcut to do that. Do you mind if we meditate here for just a few moments?
Are so... Draconites are always welcome in my humble abode.
Okay. Thanks.
I love her so much.
And she goes over to a small like kitchenette that she's very clearly set up herself, and starts scooping something that probably looks like oatmeal porridge or something hot into a bowl. And it's about this time you hear the ship's intercom system turn on. And a familiar voice, that of Lamara, comes over the entire intercom system. And you hear her say, "This is Dr. Lamara serving today at the Medicaid station on the Oswa." What is this? Oh, on the Oswa station. She says, "I'm here to serve all of your needs." And there's like and she says, "So please come on by and we'll make sure to give you a full checkup." and there's like a click as it goes off. Actually, and it says, and then at the end she says, in addition, can we please have, and I don't have his name on me, but basically the head of the station, head to medical bay, please. Head of station, please come to medical bay, says Lamara's voice, and the intercom goes quiet. She goes, oh, that must be the new doctor that was supposed to be on the station. They were supposed to be sending somebody out, but I don't know. They never made it or whatever, so it must have just been delayed by all the portal stuff.
That's our doctor.
Oh, it's your doctor they sent here, huh?
Yeah.
No. Well, I found our missing party member.
Yeah.
How do we go?
Yeah,
She
we
found
have
all
to
of
go
you.
to the medical bay.
About that. And she kind of looks at all of you. She goes, it's Draconite code that once we kind of give away our safe haven, you don't really leave to, you're headed to your next. I can't let you just walk around. Code and all that. So, she goes, one of you. I can let one of you go. But I gotta keep the rest of you for collateral in case you try to fuck me over,
Okay, I'm gonna go. I can't do that for 6 hours.
And she says, okay, you can go. She says, no, I get my computer back. Me.
And he unplugs the cable, and you just see download complete. He takes his tablet.
Yeah, she watches, just a little like data gen to data gen, like shade, data shade.
You won't get past my. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Josie.
And she kind of goes over. You see her put a code into the wall. The door slides open. You're met with those beads again, the like beaded curtain. And she says, "Oh, will you do me a favor and just make sure the front sign says closed?"
You got it.
Thanks, Maliki. Bye.
Bye.
And she hits a button and the three of you are left standing. She turns around. She goes, "So, what do you lots do for fun?"
Well, I like to meditate and pray.
Anybody play cards? As the camera cuts to black. And we'll be back next week for the continuation. We'll have to see if Malik can find Lamara.
Here's
who is on her own mission now.
Oof. Okay. All right. Let's go around, do some introductions, do our after show. Pending KP's approval, patrons at the $10 tier and above, I have a special treat for you. So if you're not a patron at that tier, go check that out. But for now, let's go around, do our introductions, do our after show, get the hell out of here. We'll start with the man on the spot himself. KP, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what are you up to?
I am concerned after that last comment. But I'm KP. I go by KP11 Studios. You can find me on all the social medias out there, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. I do photography. I do portrait and cosplay photography. I am in the process of reconfiguring my streaming schedule, but I do stream as well. Probably a little bit of a hiatus this month, but starting next month again, we'll be back. And you can find me there if you're interested in anything that is gaming related or Indian culture related, or I'm looking to see if I can ramp up a couple of new fun shows in the works. We'll see how that goes, but we'll see. So do check me out. Go and follow me on all those places if any of that interests you. I'm also, actually, never mind. I was about to say I have a Friday show, but then I was like, oh, not anymore. Not until August. But on Trooper's channel, if you want to go over there and want to watch some backlog of episodes about us punching Nazis and kicking their asses in 1940s Paris, you can go check us out there. But yeah, that's me.
Okay, all right. Let's jump over to Too Furious. Aris, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
Man, Tal is furious about that movie. Hi, I'm Eris Savad. You can find me on Twitter at Stitched by Eris. I make all sorts of things. You can find the things that I make at erisavad.com. I have an awesome collection that is about to drop, probably not tomorrow, but Thursday maybe. Hopefully Thursday. You can catch me playing a completely different character on the Feyforged Academy Thursdays during the day at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, where we're playing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, and we're playing Sky Pirates. So, hey, wait, I have 2 Sky Pirates now! Yay!
It's true.
My pirates just keep getting higher because it was sky and space. Anyways, yeah, that's it. You're muted.
I am muted, and I was saying a funny joke. I was saying the easy segue would be, speaking of getting higher, something, something, something. But we're not going to do that. So, Joey, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
I don't understand the segue. What's up?
There was no segue. The easy one was to segue to Dot. But we didn't do it, Joey. Thank you for making me have to drag the whole thing out, buddy.
Explain the joke. It makes it funnier.
Yeah.
It does make it fun. I'm laughing now.
He went.
Oh, I get it.
There's a joke happening? What's going on?
I don't know. I do stuff on the internet. Y'all know where to find me. Go, I don't know. Support Dot, who's amazing. Just does like 1,000 million fucking things.
And all of them really well.
Yeah.
Y'all should support all these folks who do things.
Exceptional.
Shut up, Dot.
Yeah, Dot.
Let us praise you, goddammit.
We're talking about you.
All right with the
Okay.
hostility.
All right, take it back, Dot. Don't support Dot. After she did that, no. Support Eris.
That's exactly what you should. That's it. I'm good.
All right. Okay. All right. Dot, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
I'm your littlest red dot out there in the ether doing things where I stream and I podcast and I do awesome stuff. You can catch me here twice a week. You can check me out on Roll. Well, right now I'm not over on Roll for it. We're on a bit of a summer hiatus, but you'll catch me there soon. And then, of course, if you want to know what I'm all about right now, I'm real proud of my podcast, Stitch of Fate, which is edited by the very talented Nomadic, which makes us sound sound really, really great. Check us out, Stitch of Fate. We release on Fridays. It's kind of my baby right now, my little production baby. Yeah. And then of course don't forget I'm over there on Kobold Press all the time, all the kobolds all the time, as a Twitch producer, so come check our stuff out. We've got a great courtly intrigue game that we're running right now that I'm quite enjoying. So
yeah, I edit it and it's really cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah, so go check that out over on Kobold Press. Go check out all of Dot's other stuff. And before we get out of here, I will leave you as a present for staying through all the outros, a teaser that Atari Twilight comes back in about 1 month's time. So stay tuned for more of that. But for now, we're out of here. We will see you guys next week for more space shenanigans from all of us, you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.